Hello everyone, I'm Jondale, and I just want to talk a little bit today about the constant love-hate relationship I deal with every time I create an art piece, as I know other artists who deal with the same thing, and why it's important to push through every time you feel like giving up on an art piece. I can't even tell you how many times per art piece I want to give up. It seems like I flip-flop back and forth between, oh, I love this piece so very much, to oh my god, I want to rip up this piece and never look at it again. It's basically like a constant roller coaster of emotions towards this piece of work, constantly changing with ups and downs. This piece that you're looking at here was actually just meant to be a small doodle that I made for the purposes of this video, that ended up turning into a full-page drawing that I actually like, despite the constant ups and downs, which would constantly leave me wanting to rip up the drawing and never look at it again. Especially after creating the center of this drawing. Everything that went onto the sides of this drawing was basically a step into the unknown, and I didn't know if it would go with the flow of the drawing, I didn't know if I would like it, and there's quite a few times where I would draw something, think I ruined the drawing, think I ruined the flow and the look of the drawing, and just want to throw it out, never look at it again, or just burn it and just forget it ever happened. Basically being my own harshest critic before the drawing was even done. Although when to consider an art piece done deserves a whole other video on its own. So why do we do this? Why do we feel this way when we're making an art piece? I feel like everybody's reasons might be different than mine, but I'm going to talk about my own at the moment. For myself, a big piece of it has to do with vulnerability. No matter the size or scope or means of the art piece that is being created, you're still putting yourself into it and putting that out into the world. So even if you're the only person that you plan on ever seeing this art piece, you're still putting it out into a more vulnerable state rather than keeping it inside. Thus, I'm going to critique it a lot more, as well as be a lot more attached to it, and so if it doesn't go the way I want to or the way I envisioned, then I'm a lot more likely to get upset with the drawing, not to mention the fact that I definitely am my own harshest critic. Plus, with a lot of my drawings, I start with a plan in mind, and then I just end up improvising for the rest of it. So it's very easy to start with something that I know I'm going to like, and then turn it into something that I hate halfway through. Fear of the unknown definitely plays a big part in this as well. But all of this said, it's definitely important to keep pushing on, keep going, and keep creating. I like to think of it as being in a kind of relationship. There will be times when you get along with it and times when you do not. But it is important to keep pushing through, as you'll never know what kind of beauty can become of it if you don't give up. One of my favorite pieces of advice that was ever given to me came from a friend who I used to draw with at coffee shops all the time. I was working on a high detail drawing that I was really enjoying. I made some marks onto it that I didn't like, and I just told them, I don't like it. And they looked at me and just said, then turn it into something that you like. And that has been my philosophy ever since. So if you find yourself working on an art piece and you get to a point where you hate it or you think you ruined it, just keep pushing through. Turn it into something that you like, as it may turn into something that you absolutely love, or it could turn into something that you absolutely hate, and then you can learn from it and take away from it what you don't like about the artwork so that you never make those mistakes again. You might have to step away from it for a little while, but either way, nobody really benefits if you just stop and give up. But these are just my thoughts on the matter, so let me know yours in the comments below. And if you want to see more videos like this, just let me know. Give me a like, comment, or subscribe, and I will catch you next time. Happy arting, everyone.